I discovered was all the big ones do, as in Clonakilty, Ballincollig, the ones Westport, the ones that make the progress in the country.
In the Tidy Towns
They're going
competition, is it?
Yeah,
Yes, sir.
Cove.
Yeah.
They're 100 months a year.
Oh, they
have to-
don't take the, sorry, they don't
A lot
take
of them
a winter break, Paul.
Correct.
Is it?
A
Oh,
lot,
no, I'm not
a
sure.
lot of them stop at the end of the summer,
Yeah.
and they don't start again until 1st of April.
100% apart from people who
Maybe
decide
the odd
to take
bits,
it on themselves
correct,
or
the
whatever.
odd bits and pieces.
And when did you, like, I seen that you had been out in the square, was it last Saturday?
Yeah.
Was that, so, but you've been working, have you been?
We just decided once we got any bit of good weather, we get out there and brighten the place up.
You're doing a super job. Well, the whole thing. So,
We'll be out here now. We're out. The lads are out here Saturday.
the lads,
Everyone bar me, he will be here Saturday
next
outside.
Saturday, but you're
to
usually
get
here
that,
because you're away,
Yeah.
as you said earlier. Yeah, I'm sorry, just for my viewers, this is Paul Kavanagh.
Good morning.
I suppose he's the man behind Fermoy, a cleaner town, and a super project that's running here in Fermoy that has loads and loads of you have loads of help, or you're all there. I suppose you all help each other. But am I right in saying that there's that in the height of the summer anyway, like you definitely have like a big army of people,
Yeah.
about the right, or
Yes, I think as I said earlier, like for the a lot of the tidy towns finish in July, take their summer holidays, and don't reappear again until after Paddy's weekend. Right, we decided about 5 years ago. We decided, having looked at the more successful towns, i.e. Westport,
yes,
Killarney, Cove.
I was in Westport the other day actually.
Yeah,
It's
beautiful,
Yeah,
and more recently Ballincollig, and I suppose Ballincollig has been we've been watching Ballincollig from day one.
Okay.
Big area, like Fermoy, lots of estates. It's bigger than Fermoy, we know that, but I mean they just
But
motivate
Fermoy is
people.
older and I suppose has
Correct.
a huger
So Ballincollig is actually Ireland's cleanest town, 2020, in the Tidy Towns competition.
it's the benchmark for us.
It's
here
the
in Cork.
benchmark, absolutely. And Cove, gold medal winners, Carrigaline, so they're all out, and therefore we're out.
Oh yeah, and we just need more people, is it?
We need more people. No,
we need more everything, I suppose.
We were lucky in that we got an influx there with the Ukrainians who came to the Grand Hotel.
Yeah.
They were a big help at the start, but they've all got jobs, and then the people came to St. Joseph's, and most of them have got jobs.
Yeah.
I actually know when I send out the message on the WhatsApp to the different groups, I usually get back, "Sorry, I'm working."
Okay.
And I'm kind of going, that's fine.
Well,
that's the name of the
you're
game.
Proud of these guys, maybe to pick up jobs.
Correct, and they've done. In fairness, I know that people were a bit skeptical at the start about them, especially when they moved into Abbeyville.
Yeah.
But they've all been families, and they've come out. The families have come out, and it's amazing. On Saturday there, I had a husband, wife, and daughter helping us. From Nigeria.
Wow.
And they couldn't do
it's
enough.
a super way for, I suppose, for them to roll up the sleeves and integrate in and get stuck in, and for us to roll up, or you guys to roll up the sleeves.
Well, they just say to me, we love Tidy Towns. And they're in the Sanctuary Runners, and a number of them have joined the choir, and they're in the soccer, and they're in the GA. And
might as well, if you're here, join in. Do you know what I mean? There's no point in.
They've got involved in the community. They've got work. They're not scrounging off of us. You know what I mean? As was put out there. So look, it's worked well for Fermoy, that's all I'd say.
Yeah.
And it's worked well because people put in the effort.
Yeah.
To welcome them, to integrate them.
Yeah.
Get them CVs, get them into the references, and point them the way
Absolutely,
of work.
Yeah. No, well done. Yeah, and they're networking, and we're all not them, but we are too. I suppose we're all networking with this kind of stuff.
Well, I have two new people, for example, now from Ukraine.
When you say two new people, what do you mean?
They actually rent a house, and they came to Fermoy.
Yeah.
And got the house, would you believe?
Yeah.
And they just
a difficult thing to do.
They contacted the volunteer group, Cork Volunteers, and said, "Is there a Tidy Towns group in Fermoy?" And they said, "Yes, there is." put them in contact with me, and they are now ringing me. When are we going out?
Wow, that's what you mean by when
Yeah.
you say, "Oh, I've two new people."
Correct.
Two people who reached out to
They
you
reached out.
and said, "We want to like get stuck in and we want to
Yeah.
because like it does a lot of planting and like if you're even if you're decorative and maybe arty that
Yeah.
side of you and the
I
planty
suppose
side
I'm
Sorry.
still no, it raises a brilliant point. Do you know what I mean? When I started all this, yes, I had an interest, right? And some people might say I'm green fingered, but I hadn't a clue what I was doing, right?
Yeah.
And was being questioned on certain things. My attitude was that was all about giving a bit of colour, but there's more than that. Now we have the whole making sure it's biodiverse, making sure it's bee friendly, right? Making sure we're not using pesticides, making sure we're not using weed killer, which we're not.
Yeah,
which is great. So
brilliant.
things have evolved.
Yeah.
We're using peat-free compost,
Okay.
right? And it's just it's been an
It's
education for me
for
is
you
the word.
and for everybody involved in it, Paul.
It has been an education, and sorry, am I still learning? Absolutely.
I should hope so. It's the
do you
day
know
you
what I
stop
mean?
learning. Sure,
But I think on our Facebook side from My Cleaner Town, and sorry, just to tell the listeners, the reason it's that is because from My Tidy Town seemingly had a Facebook years ago. Don't know who had it, what had it, and of course with the usual, we just can't get out.
It's a lovely.
We can't get it.
No,
so we started from a Cleaner Town actually started as a competition. Christy Roach and John Murphy, the former councillor Lord Mayor, approached me and said, would McCarthy Insurance Group sponsor a competition for Fermoy, a Cleaner Town? And we said, yeah, that's a great idea.
You sponsor everything else, Paul. Why wouldn't you? Like you're
well,
get
we're part of the community, and that's what I like about the whole thing. You know, and if I lived in another town, would I do it? I probably would. You know, would I have as much passion for it? No, I've huge passion for my.
You've a love affair. I like to think I do, but you have a huge love affair with this town of Fermoy, don't you? The banks of the Blackwater here.
Correct. We have everything here.
We have people and we have
over 70 clubs.
Yeah.
I mean, who could be
over 70 clubs?
You know, so
St. Patrick's Day parade. You better you'll be there for a while because we've so many clubs and associations. You'll isn't it someday out St. Patrick's Day?
It's fantastic, and once more part of the community, part of the integration. Yeah, it's absolutely fantastic.
Beautiful, and part of the Irishness as well. Like, do you know what I mean? That was St. Patrick's Day. It's a great day to be down in the square or up the road a bit there, like and it can be 4 deep with people all like with their flags and the colours and the shamrock. It really is. It really is. So I've known you actually when I first got to know you. You probably didn't even know, but I used to be winning prizes at the bike races.
Yeah.
And you used to be the guy handing me the prize every time because McCarthy Insurance Group. Paul, you're the executive director of McCarthy Insurance Group. Is that right? According to your LinkedIn page, I looked at there yesterday. So that's like a serious thing. But the McCarthy Insurance Group are just so into the town, aren't they? Like they're so involved in sponsorship and in helping out different clubs and all them 70 associations and clubs.
Well, we start from McCarthy Insurance Group started in Fermoy 1952. Charlie and Eileen McCarthy, who were like a mother and father to me, from when I was going to school with Charlie. We grew up together, and you know what I mean. There's a great family community involved in that. All the staff as well. We had a retirement party the other night for one of the staff, and do you know what? It was a happy occasion, but a sad occasion.
Of course.
I was sitting there thinking about all the work that person had done in the company over her 44 years, and it was just fabulous. And
I suppose the company really would have done so many things for this girl and her family.
In fairness to Charlie McCarthy Senior, who had been an army veteran here in Fermoy in the motor squadron, and he had a great affinity with the army. My father was a captain in the FCA, had a pub in the town. And
your father, Paul?
My father, was in the FCA. He was captain of the FCA, and when we had the troubles in the north, he actually became permanent in the army for 8 years. And it taught me a
He
great.
went. The FCA is a kind of is a part-time army.
Correct, the
reserves.
reserve
Yeah, a
reserve
reserve army.
army.
Yeah.
But when all the troops went up to the north during the Troubles, which a lot of maybe the listeners don't even know this.
Sure, we wouldn't.
Yeah, well, what happened was there was refugees came out to Kilworth camp, right?
Yeah.
And
refugees from the north of
from
Ireland.
the north of Ireland,
Sorry,
from the north of Ireland, from Fermanagh, Tyrone, and a lot of the people living in Fermoy today have that, and so I learned all that at a very young age.
Yeah.
And the discipline of the army here in Fermoy, which is, I think it's a huge. If you said to me, what's one of the two of the biggest things that happened for Fermoy, we lost our train station.
Yeah.
We lost our train.
Yeah.
That's unforgivable
It's
in my book.
Yeah.
Right, I'm sorry, I'm carrying that to my grave.
Yeah.
And number two, the closing of the army camp.
The camp.
Absolutely, that was a factory in its own right, and it built so many men and great characters, great people. And
my granddad was in the was working with your dad was, in the traffic, not the traffic, is it the traffic core, the traffic side of it, is it? Yeah, I think he was in the same.
All right, okay. Well, like, I mean, the motor squadron.
The motor squadron.
They called it the motor squadron.
Yeah, my granddad was in the motor squadron.
Yeah. So, like, I mean, in McCarthy Insurance Group, when it started out, Charlie had all the army lads, and all them fellas all over the country, whether they were living in Donegal or the Curragh or wherever they were living, it didn't make any difference.
Yeah.
We insured them.
They were all insured.
And Charlie Senior always had the ambition to drive it on and drive it out, and our first purchase was a brokerage in Lismore. Right, which was called Tello Lismore and Cappoquin Insurances, and we bought that, and then we moved to Mitchelstown, and then we moved to Tralee, and the story goes on from there. Like, I mean, it's absolutely fantastic. We've just done up new offices in Newcastle West and County Limerick, and so we're spreading that. We're spreading off that way now.
That's at the moment. Cool. As well as the online game, no doubt. Like,
yeah, well, we the online, what we do with the online is that the online game gives us the presence and the marketing. We prefer to do all our business face to face, on the phone, at the counter in all our offices. We're into keeping it, like when I started on this Cork South Mall 33 years ago, I'd say there was 20 brokers. No, there's none. We're the only one. We're the only one on South Mall, which is absolutely a testament in its own right. People want to do business with people. People want service. At 9 o'clock this morning, I had a message on my phone. Paul, can you get somebody to ring me? I want to get this car insured and sorted this morning.
That's what we want.
That's I believe moving to machines, whether they be bank machines or machines in the supermarket. That to me, like, is killing the jobs.
It's the wrong direction.
I believe it's the wrong direction. Yes, there can be a balance if somebody's in a rush or whatever, but we must keep our shop assistants who are there.
Because
they're there to advise you.
They'll be known to pump your bicycle otherwise, do you know what I mean? And it all are known to.
Well, I think I saw a video that you had up on your own site, correct? And it was in relation to a guy who had bought a bike from Dublin, and you were putting it together for him, and then putting it in a box and then sending it back. And I'm going, do you know what? That makes no sense. The guy in Dublin, there's no chance he'd put the bike together.
No not with the kind of care and love that I'm going to put into the.
And in the bigger areas, correct, the care and attention, you checked everything. You checked everything on that bike. That bike has gone to that client in pristine condition.
It is, Paul,
If he had bought that in a shop in Dublin, it'd be inside in the box, pedals that have to screw it in. Would he do it properly? Would he get the right pressure? Would he get the right brake pressure? Etc. The answer is no. And that's why we need local presence. And if I follow that through to the tidy towns, that's why we do that in the tidy towns, so that the people that are working in the town during the week, when they're downtown on Saturday and Sunday having a walk on, oh God, aren't the flowers lovely? Isn't the place clean? Isn't it great that we can sit down outside the Hearn or outside Hannah's and have a cup of coffee and look out and go, wow, this town is a beautiful town.
It is.
And enjoy it like the people enjoyed it 100 years ago. And hopefully in another 100 years
they'll be enjoying it, you know. you stretch from the town centre. I'll leave you go soon now. You stretch from the town centre, like right up to Kilcrumper and up to the roundabout. The town.
It's stretching. The town is stretching actually, and originally the Tidy Towns competition was within the 50-kilometre zone.
Okay.
Right, or the 30 mile zone as it was then.
Right.
But that's stretching. We're out to Moore Park.
Yeah.
Right, and we've gone as far as Kilmore Cross, and we've done a lot of collaborations out there with both McDonald's.
Yeah.
We go out there and we do a litter pick with them.
As far as Cooldown will say, is it? No, McDonald's.
As far as Kilmore Cross.
Okay,
McDonald's, the restaurant people.
Oh, sorry,
because no, they're very conscious as well.
Yeah.
That are they getting a bad name out of people throwing stuff out the window?
McDonald's
and the answer is they can be.
Of course, yeah, but
right?
they're conscious of it.
So we go there. We go as far as the hospital corner, but that's extending as well down the town. In Cork Road, we go as far as we go out by the factory. And beyond that, there at the railway, flowers on the railings there, and we have welcoming signs, and we're changing and moving all them this year. The town is sprawling. Up into Glenabo, and it's nearly a case of how far can we go at this stage, because it does take a lot. So people will say to me when I meet them in the street, when are you doing this, when are you doing that, and they're kind of going, right, I need to get that on the agenda. There's no huge written agenda. As to what's been done, a lot of it is in. I have a lot of things written down, but a lot of it is in your head. What needs attention immediately, especially if something goes wrong. Especially, there's something can go wrong. There can be an accident, pots get knocked over, etc. Get it sorted, get it fixed.
The storms recently didn't help.
The storms. No, we were quite lucky.
Right.
We were quite lucky, to be honest with you, and I think Fermoy was quite lucky.
And you probably battened down a little bit for the winter and the
well, the pots are fairly heavy.
The pots are heavy. I see the ones out here at the entrance to the beach.
They're fairly heavy. There's none of them moving really. If one of them moves, something is moved. Usually, they get hit by a truck or a car. We have to conform with certain regulations then to make sure that they're in from the curb.
Of course.
But unfortunately, people do go up on the curb. But anyway, look, all I'd say to people is just give us a small bit of leeway in that regard and help us out.
Help you out.
So you mentioned Kilcrumper.
Yeah.
I'm talking to the residents there in Kilcrumper that we will be, hopefully we want to do something special at Kilcrumper Cross.
Lovely.
Kilcrumper Graveyard now is fantastic. The friends of
the old graveyard.
The old graveyard is
lovely,
super,
isn't there? Yeah.
Absolutely, and the Rota Narbut there, she does the hanging baskets inside. The guys put up the railings.
Yeah.
So the old Kilcrumper Graveyard is looking absolutely fantastic.
Yeah, well done.
We've done all the cleaning of the pathways up and down there. We'll have to do it again this year because everything keeps growing.
It's an annual job.
It's an annual job. We'll have that ready. Because there will be various commemorations going on there during the year, and look, people are walking up there all the time and up to see their deceased relatives.
Of course.
And it's very nice to see what nothing nicer than to see some flowers and something nice.
Someone's caring for the place where their loved ones are
it's not downtrodden.
Yeah.
Right. So
and it was Paul. It was.
Yeah, it was.
So it took a lot of work to get it back.
Grass, weeds, briars. I mean, they'll just grow.
Yeah.
Weeds will grow 10 times faster than any flower. Out onto the roads. Nobody looking after it. We cleaned it up. It's going to be done again. That's our one of our big projects this year. Yeah. Every year we kind of have one big project.
Oh, is that it? You have a big project along with the
small one. So the big one 2 years ago we did was Rahili Road. We did over on what we call the promenade there by the Sobacco Club.
Lovely.
In collaboration with Avondhu Blackwater, because there was some very heavy lifting stuff there as regards fencing, and we find that we have great collaboration with Avondhu Blackwater, and they came in, Dave Clark and his team.
They have manpower
and concrete and whatever, but the local residents there were fantastic. We were able to get water, we were able to do everything there, which was fantastic. Last year we did at up beside the Clancy Street playground. There was a derelict area over on the side, and we knew that the roads were being done there and cleaned up, and we said, come on, no, you can't have that on a derelict corner. So we've cleaned up once again. Avenue Blackwater, beautiful, made it wheelchair and buggy friendly, so that the people can go in there. So we're doing something we have a project on all the time. Not everybody would see it. I would stress to people that they should go and walk the town on a nice day. Walk the town, explore the town.
Look at the new flowers and pots and plants and the whole place. Yeah,
but you'll find things in the town. You go, what's that? What, like the beautiful building that we have out here outside the door here across the road,
the old rail building,
which is now being restored, which is absolutely fantastic. Yeah, we looked at restoring that. Would you believe? I'd say 8 years ago, and we kind of went, wow, we couldn't afford it. No. We couldn't, we live off, we get an amenity grant from Cork County Council, which is only €7,000 in a year.
I was going to ask you,
very small.
I forgot. How do you guys fund all this?
Okay,
how in the hell do you get all this?
The business people in the town, there's some fantastic business people in the town, and even when we had a second-hand van that we got 5 years ago from Avenue Blackwater, and that we dragged along in that, and we need that to bring all the gear around.
Of course.
Right? So that broke down us. It failed the NCT, and we were goosed, I'll be quite honest with you. And thankfully it happened at a time when the rain set in there last November, and we kind of went, you know what, now let's sit back. What are we going? It was a major moment. It was a crossroads for the Tri-Towns. What do we do here? Because we can't operate without a van. Were we going to get a loan? We approached the credit union. No, yes, they said but
how are we going to pay back?
How are we going to pay it back?
Who's responsible for paying this back now?
Correct. How are we going to pay it back? So we ran the idea by a few people who said, what are you doing that for? Why don't you go to the business people? Yeah. And we did. Yeah. We just got a fantastic response.
Some heads
everybody just said, well, how much do you want? What do you need? What you know what I mean? So, and to be fair to the credit union, they said, look, we'll start you off. And Synergy Credit Union started us off. And everybody's...
They thrown a few quid into the kitty like
they did indeed. And now everybody's falling in behind it. And you know what I mean? It's just absolutely fantastic. Well done to everybody there.
And well done to you, Paul. Yeah. We really must say it.
So
thank you.
Look, we've gone through the crossroads. We've turned... We're heading into our 10th year of this project and for Moya Cleaner Town, and this year is going to be bigger than ever.
We can get close to the benchmark, which was
well for the first time. Just a small bit for Moy actually. Through Father Sheehan, which a lot of listeners may or may not know, who then became Canon Sheehan. He was a parish priest here in Fermoy. He started the Tidy Towns in Fermoy in 1958, and Fermoy was one of the inaugural towns to join the first ever Super Value National Tidy Towns competition. And last year, 2024, Fermoy won its first ever bronze medal.
That's nice.
And that was our plan. That was
our
goal. That was our goal. And we've reached that goal. What's next? We need a silver medal. A gold. Like we need to get into if we want to get into where Cove are now, where Ballincollig are now, where Carrigaline are now, where Clonakilty are, and we can visit those towns, Westport, Killarney. If you want to get to that level, we're nearly there.
Yeah. Between bronze and gold, there isn't. It's like sometimes in the Olympic races, there isn't a huge gap between you.
Correct. There's not too much at all.
And take more men, more bodies, more funding, more everything, more.
It's more of everything.
Marginal gains,
the competition has changed over the years, and I keep telling people it's no longer about painting and flowers. They're important.
Yes.
Buildings need to be clean. So, for example, the clock tower blow, as we call it, blow on the faces. Everybody faces it blow. Beautiful 4 years ago. Now it's gone. Yeah. So before COVID, we had it painted. We went in for the painting grant from Cork County Council. We have to do it again.
Of course.
Right. Okay. So there's one. The 59 club. It's at least it's been cleaned up.
It's been faced off, hasn't it?
It's been faced off, right? We'll put some flowers on that this year, right? Things like that. So when the judges are from Untashka, the same as there, which is Eyeball, when we got the cleanest town which was Irish Business Against Litter in 2018, they're the same judges, Untashka. very specific people.
Okay.
They're usually architects, horticulturalists. They know
Good
their
eye.
stuff. Good eye.
Yeah.
And so we attended a conference in Cork County Hall recently where they all attended the local ones, and it's amazing what the things that you find out, what they're looking for when they're driving through the town of Fermoy. Remember, they have started below in Dungarvan. They've gone from Dungarvan to Lismore, from Lismore to Coolagown. By the time they get to Fermoy, they've seen a lot of beauty, and they don't want to see anything poor.
No.
Right? So when they're driving into town, they want to see it's clean. They want to see the curbs are clean. They want to see the signs are clean. They want to see, there's flowers growing there, somebody's made an effort over there, toss brines on the right hand side as you come in. I always think about that. That's where are they going to park? They're going to park above in the library car park. Is it clean? Has there been dumping there?
Of course.
Is somebody after leaving bags there? This is what we have to keep in our head all along. Then they come up here. Where are they going to park? They're going to park outside the door here. So now they'll see the beautiful new building.
Will,
we need to do a bit of work around that.
And keep the litter. Keep the litter, isn't it?
They hate litter.
Sorry. We all do. Yeah.
Right, we all hate litter. Cigarette butts. Chewing gum. Right. Okay. So look, I mean, it's a concerted effort. I always say, if you want to get involved and you're at home, there's no problem. Gloves, jacket, picker, whatever you want, we will give it to you. Work from home, just do your own area, outside your area every day, every second day, when you're feeling like it. There's no commitment. If you want this, other people that like to get involved in the commitment, teamwork, planting. Like I had a guy there now on Saturday, let me do it. He was getting very annoyed with me that I was doing. I want to do this.
Yeah, good man. Yeah.
And I was going, right, done.
Man yourself.
Put it a bit out.
Yeah.
That's how I learned.
Yeah, isn't it? Yeah, so that's what he wanted out of it.
We're not gardeners.
No, this guy wanted that out of it, and someone else might want the social aspect, and someone might want the company or whatever it is.
It's simple things.
Yeah.
Power washing, you know what I mean? Cleaning. Yeah. Making sure the place is clean. Old signs in the town. There's a lot of old signs in the town. Yeah. Making sure that they're not damaged. That they're restored.
Facing the right way for
correct.
Tidy,
and everything looks tidy and clean. That the park, which is one of our major assets in the town, is one of the most beautiful parks in the country.
It is the most beautiful park in the country.
It is, and you know what I mean. Making sure that like the people in there, they look after. We look after. We don't go in there and start throwing bottles around the place. And when I mentioned the bottles and the cans, which has been a major success from keeping them off the streets,
the positive
the return. Not my favourite thing, but we now have bins, and we're going putting those bins in specific areas in the town. Barnan being one, St Coleman's Walk being a second one, so that if you have a bottle in your hand, you're not going, what the hell am I going to do with this? You will be putting it in the bin. When you put it in the bin, we'll get 15 cents.
Oh yeah.
And we went down yesterday to Lidl with a van load of our bottles that we collected.
Loaded.
Correct. And we were able to buy a load of tools.
Oh,
which we wouldn't have been able to do because we cashed them in. We cashed in our vouchers, which you gave us from the bottles and cans, and we got tools. And we have a load of new tools going out next week. So happy days.
Happy days, Paul. Yeah.
Yeah.
Paul, I don't know how. I'd say your to-do list must be fairly friggin' long. I don't know how you manage all your stuff.
Once you start writing, and but like, you get great satisfaction out of it. And the other thing I'll say to people is, like, I have a day job the same as everybody else. When I get home from work in the evening, and if I'm going out of a summer's evening to do or spring evening to do, you get out, you're walking. You have a litter. I bring the litter picker with me. I mightn't pick anything. Yeah. Small bag with me, the same as you would if you have a doggy bag. Yeah. And you'll be surprised. I get fresh air into my lungs. I get a bit of exercise, and then I get a bit of pride. You do. I kind of go home. That was a lovely walk. Isn't Fermoy gorgeous?
I love your passion, Paul. I love your passion for the whole thing. Yeah, you're amazing. I'm going to leave you going now, and
thank you.
I know you're going away there for a while, and I really hope you have a super time. Thank you for watching, and thanks, Paul, for coming in, and we'll see you very soon. Take care.